Boom. Now they should be hearing your music. You hear it? Started?
Yeah.
I put it online. Oh.
Who sold that? Who sold that?
That's his playlist.
Sorry, what's sold that?
Make sure that it's
Grab a drink, get comfortable, please join us on the stairs. If that is okay with you, you're welcome to stand if you need to. We're just going to do a brief presentation, and we appreciate your attention. Thank you.
How about now? Not getting nothing right now.
Broadcasting right now? Okay.
And here it is, delay. I'm hearing her talking. Delay.
We're hearing this.
This is old. Still hearing
I selected Black Magic. I don't get it. Let's see something here.
no headphone in. Good mic. No, that's how.
Should be this one, Black Magic.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I clapped in front of it and it didn't go up.
I don't want to stop it and then.
I never use YouTube. I always use Zoom. So much easier. Is there a place on there where you can choose the
Yeah, I selected Black Magic.
No, on the program itself, not the preference.
No, in this too. Once you select for webcam camera, you select Black Magic. Audio too, you select Black Magic.
Sure. Send me the link.
Let's see something.
Great. That's what she wants?
So you go to the legacy school? That's nice. Um, this is not bad. It's reverse. Jesus Christ.
Good evening. So delighted to be with all of you here in New York City in this beautiful, beautiful venue. Thank you to our hosts here at Westcap Group, and delighted that everybody at home is joining us as well at this important night for Niños. I'm very, very excited to share with you all this next chapter of Padre Fabretto's history. You might remember it was 70 years ago, 1953, when Padre Fabretto opened the doors of his first oratorio, first center in Somoto. 70 years later, I stand before you in awe of that man, of his legacy of service that has inspired so many and served tens of thousands. I'm fortunate to be among those whose lives have been changed by Padre Fabretto. And I appreciate you all being with us in this next chapter. This story is born of faith and hope, walking with people who have suffered great challenges, natural disasters, abject poverty, but the commitment to work through that, his faith pushed them through uncertain times, civil war. Father had a very close brush with death and was never supposed to walk again. But each year his family grew. We also had a very challenging moment. As you know, a year ago, very uncertain situation. In February 2022, we got the news from the Nicaraguan government that they were forcing us to shut down, to close our schools, and that we would no longer be able to work with the children and the families that we loved so very much. But out of that sadness, we took a time to reflect, and then took our next steps towards creating this chapter where we're sharing our knowledge and our networks to strengthen other organizations working in Central America. Our hope, our faith, and these actions together with you on this new path, El Nuevo Camino, that we're proud to share with you tonight. We are alive and kicking.
Woo.
You're all part of that story and legacy. Your belief in the work that Fabretto has done for so many years has strengthened us to move forward and to continue. And this journey is so meaningful because of all of what you do and enabling all that we can do together with our partners to serve so many children in Central America. Tonight is a more intimate event. We're so delighted again that our folks from friends from Westcap Group could invite you all to this amazing venue with the cityscapes and the river. We want to send out a special thank you to the founder and the leader of the Westcap Group, Lawrence Tosi. Thank you, LT, for your hospitality. In addition to the Westcap Group, we'd like to thank all of our New York sponsors who have made this evening possible. We have Mary and Philip Erdos, Turkey Morgan, always delighted to have them in the house and supporting our great work. We're delighted also that the Mullen family is here and thank them for their long time sponsorship. We'd like to thank Carl Maranaki and Barbara Phelan for their long time sponsorship and support of our work. Harry Langsfield and Madeline Dorsch, thank you so much always for being with us on this great journey. Thomas Monahan, Karen McKenna, thank you so much for being here tonight and being with us every step of the way. Maureen and Frank Privetti, thank you so much to the Privettis for their long-standing commitment to these children. We'd like to thank William Eisenbeiss and his family for their steadfast support and loyalty. Thank you all. And Capital C. As I mentioned before, this new road led us to work with new friends in new countries and communities. We're now working in Honduras and Guatemala. Tonight, I'm delighted to introduce you all to Padre Alvaro Ramos of Acoas, Honduras. Together, Father and I will share a little bit about together and share those great stories and pictures and faces of the beautiful children and youth that we're working together to serve. This partnership was an obvious choice for us. Acoas was founded by amazing missionaries, Padre Patricio La Rosa, who started the work over 30 years ago, and now Padre Alvaro, who went down as a volunteer 15 years ago and has never left. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Their mission-driven team serves children in most underserved communities of Honduras. Founded in 1992, Acoas runs a network of schools, preschools, and after-school education service centers that serve over 12,000 children and youth in Honduras. Even more impressive, Acoas is run by the students, their college students during work-study. So they receive their college opportunities and in turn are the leaders of the other programs for the younger children, the younger students. So I've had the good pleasure of visiting, and it's really, really incredible to see these young people take the responsibility to help the younger students. And ultimately, that's going to change communities like Honduras. I would like to introduce you to Father Alvaro Ramos of Acoas.
Thank you, Kevin, and thanks to all of you, my new friends. I'm really honored to be here, and I'm really also very thankful for what Fabretto has done for us the last year and a half. And Fabretto has added great value to our education and nutrition programs, serving 12,000 deserving students. But actually, more importantly, I just want to say that I think that the testimony of Kevin and his team of not giving up when actually what happened in Nicaragua, that's actually a great added value to our students. As Kevin mentioned, our program is run by the students and they need food. We got that from Kevin. They need education, we got that from Kevin and Fabretto. But it's very important that they learn not to give up. And because what happened in Nicaragua was very, very unfortunate, but what a great example not to give up and always find an alternative. And I think that's actually what the people in Central America and the world need, is to, if you want to help, you always want to find the opportunity to help. And that's been a really added value. So Kevin, thank you very much for that very good example. As Kevin mentioned, I had a similar story. 15 years ago, I traveled to Honduras to volunteer. And during this journey, I was called to become a priest. Now you look at me as a priest, but not long ago, I was wearing a tie. Now I haven't seen that many times. And my time, it was required to wear a tie because I was an investor. I'm a lawyer by training, and I did an MBA here in this wonderful country. And I work in investment banking and private equity. I work actually for Bank of America, and then I work for investment private equity platform in Spain. And I can tell you, I'm really happy with my new vocation, but I don't feel that I changed my career. I'm still an investor. Like you all, I focus on the best asset class with the highest return. And to me, the best asset class is people, especially young people, and more especially poor people. You all know there is a lack of talent in the world. It's amazing. I mean, well, actually, this group, I mean, you guys focus on technology. There is a huge gap on talent. And only in Honduras, there are 1 million people that young people, they don't study, they don't work. But if you give them opportunities like the ones that they are creating with the help of Fabretto, I can tell you that's probably the best investment that in the world. And this is not my word, actually. It's the word from the experts. We are blessed that we have opportunities to send our students to universities and companies in Spain to do internships. And actually, one of these companies you may have heard of, it's called Blackstone. So the portfolio companies, Blackstone in Spain. Blackstone is the largest real estate investor worldwide, and more specifically in Madrid. So they have 2 of our students. And the CEO of the portfolio companies, a guy called Eduardo Mendeluce, I wrote the other day, actually a few days ago, I wrote him, thanking him for the opportunity for taking care of these 2 students. And I quote, he said, "Thank you for the opportunity to let us participate in such a wonderful project. Your students are outperforming their peers. I don't want them to leave. They are terrific, they are incredible." So this is the human capital that will lead Honduras. Young people with skill and with a great sense of solidarity. Once again, I really want to thank you for your meaningful investment, for your commitment, and for that, again, the testimony of not giving up when things went south. I think, guys like you are the ones that actually change the world, and the ones that made America such a beautiful country, and also you guys can also turn the world. I'm a priest, so I still believe that heaven starts here on earth, and you guys are doing that.
Thanks, Bob. I guess when you say things go south, it has a different interpretation for those of us who, and again, many of you have come to visit us in Nicaragua on Friends of Fabretto trips or mission trips like the Canterbury trip. We're very excited that that opportunity is returning. I know the students from Canterbury are coming. We've been talking with so many people, and we're delighted that the Friends of Fabretto will be coming to CODIS and become friends with you all. Whilst we get you down to Honduras, we're going to take a little tour of Honduras and some of the communities that CODIS works in and that Fabretto has begun serving. So I think we've got a little roadshow. Okay, so you can see from the map some of the communities that CODIS serves in the capital city, Tegucigalpa, and thank you. We're going to talk about each of these communities and the work that we're doing and the kind of programming that we're supporting and that we're asking you to consider to continue to support Fabretto and CODIS. So in each of these visits to these communities, we're going to invite you. We don't have a formal auctioneer tonight, so it's just yours truly, sharing with you the good work that's happening on the ground. And we will be asking you to think about what you can do tonight to share with the students and families of CODIS. We have, I'm not a techie, as most of you know, but we have this little tabletop with QR codes. The people at home can log in and support our work in different programs in different communities. So we do have some volunteers in the room that can, if you wanted to, raise your hand, we can come collect any information. But those of you who are tech savvy, please grab that tabletop and scan that QR code, and let's support ACOAs. So first, in Tegucigalpa, again, they're serving 7,000 children a day lunch. Lunch, as you know, is not only important for nutritional value, it's an incredible tool for education. It's so important for these students to have the right nutrition to continue their growth. It's a huge factor for retention in the school. So many of these children won't go to school because they don't have a good meal. And thanks to our partners, Feed My Starving Children, others that are working together to make sure that they're going to get the right nutrition and stay on track and stay in school. One of our partners, as I mentioned, Feed My Starving Children, donates the food. It's a balanced meal with soy protein and rice, micronutrients. Each of these containers contains over 250,000 meals. So that keeps our kids in school and on track. In order for us to ship the containers down to Honduras, it's about $10,000 between shipping and clearing customs. So think about the return on investment for $10,000 over 250,000 meals. So I would ask you guys to think about investing in that level. If there's folks have it in their heart that they can do that tonight to help us send those meals to Honduras. So at the $10,000 level, please help us bring 270,000 meals to deserving students and youth. So I appreciate anybody to help us out with that. Well, that's right. Thank you, Bill Blaster. So I appreciate it. And anybody else, you could just go on that QR code, or if you wanted to raise your hand, we'll grab any data. Just log in and share the love and share the meals tonight with the students of ACOA. Thank you. In addition to they have a very beautiful property near Zamorano. Zamorano is a valley bordering Nicaragua and Honduras. It's also the site of the best agriculture school in Latin America. So we're teaming up with them to help the youth produce more of their food. I'm also very delighted that Angie Venza from Price Charities is in the house tonight. Angie represents a foundation that's invested in Latin America for many, many years, helped us in Nicaragua, and they're helping some great programs in Honduras, including ACOAs and Compartir, who's in the house tonight. And so teaming up with them, we're going to be working to help them produce more of that fresh vegetables and other needed food for those school lunch programs. In order to get this going, we need to invest in the technical training for the students using our set tech model, or if you remember the learning by doing platform, where they're going to be learning about math, doing a school garden. They're going to be learning about life sciences, doing composting. So not only it's going to improve their education, it's going to be real valuable skills, not only for their families, but also to produce more of the food that ACOAs need. So at the $7,500 level, that will help train 15 youth in our SAT Tech program. So please, again, it's a little different than we've done in years past. You just go online and your QR code and do what you can do to help these students. So part of this is technical training, using some of the trainers we have on the Fabretto, from the Fabretto staff, as well as investing in some of these assets. We've got $5,000 will help build a greenhouse, plant fresh vegetables for the school feeding program. I had the pleasure of visiting some of the students that are doing this with the Compartir project in Montanita. And then at the $2,500 level, that will be a chicken coop for 100 hens to be laying eggs as well, to provide them the important protein they need for their school lunches. So we're delighted to offer you guys these 3 different opportunities to impact not only training, but the production of important food. I also forgot to mention something. I'm a little tripped up, but I'd like to announce under the great leadership of our host here, Lawrence Tosi, and all of his colleagues, the Westcap Group will be matching up to $25,000 of your donation. So thank you, Westcap, and thank you, LT. So think about doubling down. So every dollar you all give, our wonderful host will match that. So thank you so much. We're going to go to our last community in the province of La Paz, in a community called Rifle. It's one of the first villages that I visited last year in Honduras. It was really meaningful for me because when you all come to visit La Paz, you'll notice how similar it is to some of the communities that we knew and loved so much of Cusmapa and Las Sabanas. So having the chance to visit La Paz, to talk with the students and the teachers, the topography, it really brought me home to Cusmapa and to Las Sabanas. We're working with the team there, doing teacher training, technical ed, and it's going super. We're well underway. The other very positive thing is many of you in the past have become child sponsors. We're delighted that we've been able to restart the child sponsorship program with our friends at the COAs. And I think we've got 60 students sponsored so far, but there's certainly hundreds and hundreds more. And the best way to connect to child sponsorship is also to receive those notes from the students. And so we're very appreciative of your team, Padre, for helping reestablish that very meaningful link for child sponsorship. So for $40 a month, you can sponsor a child through Fabretto at ECOAS in La Paz. So we're delighted for any of you who have been sponsors in the past to relink through child sponsorship, and for those who haven't, it's a really, really meaningful way to impact a child's life. And so thank you for any and all in the room that will consider sponsoring a child for $40 a month with ECOAS. I'd like to ask Father to come and close this evening and bless the event, and then we've got a special treat about our founder, Padre Fabretto. So thank you, Padre. You just a blessing, and then thank you.
Okay, the Lord be with you. The love of God stay with us. Thank you, God, for the life of all of us, the opportunity to serve others, the life of Kevin, and all the people that are making Fabretto a big family. We ask you to stay with us, to give us strength and also compassion to the poor. God stay with us. We are all blessed in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Father. As I mentioned, Padre Fabretto's legacy lives on, and we're very delighted that after many years and lots of hard work and investment from many of you, the Padre Fabretto movie will be coming out this year, and we have a sneak peek and a trailer, Padre Fabretto and his legacy of love. Thank you.
As we, each of us in our lives are seeking meaning and happiness and purpose, he really showed that through service and loving one another is where you find true joy, where you find purpose, where you find happiness.
Antes de venir, nadie se imaginaba que podía lograrse que conozcas en un municipio.
Este hombre se ganó el respeto de todo el mundo. Poco a poco, su nombre se fue expandiendo.
Que no tenía nada para él. Todo lo que obtenía era para los demás.
Desde un principio me preocupó a mí la situación de tantos niños y jóvenes, pobres, desamparados y huérfanos aquí en Nicaragua.
Cuando vino y saber que traía él 14 córdobas en la bolsa y 14 muchachos en su hijo.
Él tenía una comunicación con los niños tan inmediata que el niño al rato estaba jugando con él.
¿Cuántos niños abandonados ha conocido una sonrisa por los esfuerzos para el Fabretto?
La vida cristiana la llevaba a través de sus hijos que estaban abandonados, que habían sido despreciados por sus madres, por la misma sociedad. Pero él siempre tuvo ese amor. Es decir, si no tienes quien te ve, te veo yo.
He completely imitated Christ through that humble service, always put himself last.
Eso quería ser cabeza, mi líder de nadie. Su liderazgo era colectivo. Él siempre fue el nosotros, en vez de ser él.
Thank you all for being here tonight. And we hope that you all tune in for the screening. It will be done online format in September, so more to come on that. We encourage you to donate, to bid on auction items. The auction will close at 9:30. We have former staff members here from Nicaragua who was a donor trip person, manager, and so she is a professional on talking about education and nutrition programs that we were known for in Nicaragua, and now we're working with ACOAS and Bayan on. So I encourage you to talk to Hannah. She knows all about the world of our programs. And we have another former intern, Emily, with us tonight, who came. She got married last weekend, and she came to our event this week. So thank you, Emily, helping us tonight. She and her husband actually are giving tonight in lieu of gifts. They donated to Fabretto for their wedding. So thank you very much. So, enjoy drinks, dessert is coming out, the food station's still open if you didn't get enough to eat, and have a great evening. Thank you.
Yeah, give it like 5 minutes.
Very good word.
You only see it that way.
Yeah, it shows up right there. It's just that screen.